When talking about access control, we also would like to automate the processing of Azure brute force attacks that are incoming and targeting public-facing virtual machines. With the workflows from this solution, we are leveraging the Security Center's capabilities of identifying via its detection mechanisms these type of attacks and exposing them to us in alerts in the Security Center views. We have workflows and activities that empower us to get the information from these alerts. We are adding them as queue items for later processing, and once a day you can run a workflow or a job that basically for each queue item it looks what resource was attacked and from what IP. And then the robot proceeds to block that attacker IP in all the NSGs of the attacked VM. If the VM, maybe it doesn't have an NSG, the robot can also create one for it before blocking the IP. After the processing is done, the robot also can resolve tickets in Service Desk in Jira maybe or other ticketing systems. We are running this internally at UiPath, and it has processed already over 10,000 attacks. The solution's components are very easy to understand, transparent. This one is a workflow that creates NSGs for VMs that don't already have one, only if the VM has public-facing IPs. This workflow retrieves for us all the alerts from the security centers and filters out only the brute force attacks related ones, and it adds them as queue items in our orchestrator. The process alerts workflow will dismiss an Azure Security Center alert if we processed it successfully. And we have the on-demand block IP workflow that is used to add a security rule in the NSGs of attacked VMs. And it will also be started manually. Maybe you want to explicitly create a rule to deny access to a certain IP to a certain server, or the reverse to grant it maybe. As a demo, I've prepared a workflow that reads the Azure connection credentials from our orchestrator assets, and what it will do, it will connect to Azure. And for this particular VM that I've specified with the VM name in argument, it will add security rule in all the NSGs of this VM, where the IP that I want to block, the attacker IP, is not already blocked. And it will also create for it automatically the minimum priority for the rule, so that it takes precedence over all the others. So if the attacker IP has a value, I'm getting the Azure VM. I'm getting all the NSGs for this particular VM, and then for for each NSG, I'm getting the security list, looking if the IP is not already blocked, and if it is not, I am creating a security rule for it with the dynamically computed priority. Maybe, I don't know, the minimum value 100 is already taken. I'm proceeding to 101 and so forth. So I'm trying to get the minimum priority value for the security rule. The security rule is really easy to define. You have here the action parameter, allow, deny, the direction, the priority, protocol. So very easy to configure security rule. Now let us run this. So I have my attacked VM. If we go to networking, it has already blocked it. Created by UiPath robot to block attacker IP 1234. And if I would run the same workflow again, it should tell me that the IP is already blocked in that NSG for the specified VM. See, attacker IP 1234 is already part of a security rule. Alright, and again, this type of workflow can be easily adapted to maybe grant access to a user that requests it.